Okay, so in this short video, we're going to look at equivalent fractions and fractions which are equivalent. Think about that word, equivalent, equals. If they're equal, it means that they're the same thing. So let's have a look at the fraction of 4/5, which is a proper fraction, and how we can find its equivalent fractions in another form. So if I was to multiply 4/5 by 2, when I say 2, I mean we need to multiply the top by 2, because if we multiply the top by 2, then we get 8, and let's say we don't do anything to the bottom, 4/5 clearly does not equal 8/5, does it? So whenever we do something, we must do the same to both the numerator and the denominator. So let me just rub it out, and let's have a look. So we've got 4/5 equal to. So whenever we if we multiply any fraction, we can, if we do the same, we multiply the numerator by any number, we're going to start with 2, then if we multiply the denominator by 2, then we really haven't changed anything, because 2 over 2 as a fraction is the same as equal to 1. So essentially all we've really done, we've multiplied 4/5 times 1, which is still 4/5. However, it may look a little different because 4 times 2 is 8 and 5 times 2 is 10 is the same as 4. Because if we divide this 8 by 2 and we divide this 10 by 2, we can actually get back to what we originally started. So these are the same thing. We'll get to percentages later. 4/5 is the same as 20%. And clearly 8/10 is also the same. So 4/5 is the same as 80%, 8/10 is the same as 80% as well. 4/5 is also, we could multiply this by 3, which means we must do the same to the bottom. So we can have 12/15 is the same as 4/5 as well. Now let's do another one. Let's multiply the top by 7 and the bottom by 7. Now if we do that, we're going to have 28 over 35. And they may look different, but I can guarantee you that 28 over 35 is the same as 4/5. So let's recap. If you multiply any fraction, you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number, then we have an equivalent fraction. So like same thing with 2/3. If we multiply the top by 2, we multiply the bottom by 2, we're going to have 4 over 6 is the same as 2/3. If we multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 5, then we're going to have 10 over 15 is the same as 2/3. If we multiply the top by 10 and the bottom by 10, then we're going to get 20 over 30 is the same as 2/3. And clearly we can cancel those zeros out, and that is also equal to 2/3. So these are what we call equivalent fractions. Now, we can get a bit harder in that. Let's have a go at a few of these. It can sort of appear to be tricky, some of these, but it's just a matter of filling in the blanks. Now, you can't just, if we have a look at this, there's no number we can, or no whole number we can multiply 3 by to give to 7. So all of these are equivalent because hence we've got the equal sign here, so we know that they're equivalent. So let's have a look at what we do know though. If we go over here to the left and we divide 9, how do we get from 9 to 3? We're going to divide that by 3. If we divide this side by 3, we divide the bottom by 3, we can get to 3, which means that we have to divide the top by 3, otherwise it's not equivalent. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, 9 divided by 3 is 3, so 3 over 9 is the equivalent of 1 over 3. Now we've got 1, that makes it a lot easier, because we have 1, how do we get from, say 1 here to 2 there? Well, we have to multiply this 1 by 2, which have to multiply the bottom by 2. So therefore, 1/3 is the same as 2 over 6. 6 to 18, we'd have to multiply the bottom by 3, which means we'd have to multiply the top by 3. That's going to give us 6 over 18. To go from, let's just say, to go from here, 5 though, we have to multiply the top by 5. We have to multiply the top by 5, then we have to multiply the bottom by 5. So 1/3 is the same as 5 over 15. Multiply by 4, then we have to multiply this bottom one by 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. So far we've just got one more thing to go, which is this 7. We've got 1 over 3. If we multiply the 1 by 7, we'd have to multiply the 3 by 7. So that is going to be 20. So we've just filled in all the blanks there. Now from here, all we need to do is let's have a go at doing one more. Okay, so that's the top one done. Let's go ahead and do this one. We've got 12 over 14 as a fraction. So we know that fraction is 14 parts, and 12 parts out of 14 is our fraction. Let's have a look here. What can we do? Well, if we have a look over here, 12 by 2. So if we divide this 12 divided by 2, then that's going to give us 6, which means we have to do the same to the bottom. So divide by 2 gives 7. So 6 over 7 is the same as 12 over 14. Let's look at this one. 6 to 30 means we'd have to multiply this by 5, which means it would have to multiply this by 5. So 30 over 35 is the equivalent fraction. Let's have a look at this. We've got 7 over 21. 7 here. How do we get from 20 to 21? We would have to multiply that by 3. So we'd have to multiply that by 3. Then we'd have to multiply this 6 by 3. 18 over 21. Now we can start. We've got a few things left. We've got a 24 over here. It would make sense that if we've got 12 over 14 and we've got to multiply 12 by 2, then if we multiply 14 by 2, we would actually get 24 over 28. We're almost done there. 49. Now, none of these numbers appear to go into 49 except for down here. We multiply this by over here. We have to multiply 7 by 7 to give 49, which means we have to multiply the top or the numerator by 7. 7 times 6 is going to be 42. So that's 42 over 49. So that's probably one of the trickier ones. And then finally 42, well, we could multiply 21 by 2, which means we would have to multiply the 18 by 2. So that's going to be 36 over 42. So these are equivalent fractions. It's just a process of problem-solving process to complete this. But I would start with finding some of the easier fractions. In this case, it's around 6 divided by 7, and then from there we just work out the rest.